Ride the Lightning. So with the success of Kill 'Em All, Metallica was able to carry on with their sound. Like I said before, they were able to get the ball rolling, and this time they were out with their second release, that being Ride the Lightning. And with Kill 'Em All being so successful, they were able to hire a better producer named Fleming Rasmussen, who would go on to produce other albums for the band, like, the ones I'm going to be talking about in a little bit, Master of Puppets and Injustice for All, and he's even produced a few albums for Blind Guardian, like Imaginations from the Other Side and Nightfall in Middle Earth. Fun fact for you right there. And right away, you could tell that Fleming Rasmussen's contributions to this band have greatly improved their sound, while they still have been able to maintain that aggressive and rough edge that made them so successful and so admired by the burgeoning speed metal community back in the day. The instruments themselves, the production, the sound was enhanced. It was a lot more fresh and crisp. So yeah, while this still has a very rough around the edges sound that will satisfy the youthful metalheads who want to thrash their necks off, the production itself is much more professional, fresh, and crisp. That way, this album would have the potential of basically reaching a much broader audience, which over the years it most certainly has. In fact, a cold and chilling aura and tone surrounds the music that is encased within this album. This is most evident with James Hetfield's vocals, which are very much soaked in reverb, which definitely adds to the character of this release. It definitely adds and enhances the somber atmosphere that this music provides. Just by looking at the album cover, very dark, very blue, with the electric chair in the background in the sky being struck by lightning, just looking at the lightning font of the Metallica signature, you could definitely tell that you're in for a much more somber listen as opposed to the thrash till you die approach of the last album, Kill 'Em All. And right from the get-go, you hear the harpsichord, if that's even how you say it. Correct me if I'm wrong. The classical keyboard intro to "Fight Fire with Fire" that immediately goes into the rest of the song, which is very fast-paced and thrashy. Like right away, you can definitely like that harpsichord intro like sets the tone for the rest of the album, while it leads directly into a thrashy number. So at the same time, the tone is set while you still get to thrash your neck off. So yeah, it pleases both sides. That's how you can tell when you have a fantastic album on your hands, when you're able to set a consistent tone, mood, or theme while still doing what you do best. Kill 'Em All, I didn't think, while of course it made you thrash your neck off, I didn't think it was able to set a consistent tone or mood that would surround the entirety of a full listen. Here, there's definitely a much thicker atmosphere to be noticed on this release, which definitely sets this one apart. This is probably due to the fact that Cliff Burton basically wrote a good amount of this album, probably the majority of the songs you hear on here. I think there's only a couple on here which don't have any sort of songwriting credit or influence from him. I'm seeing as he was very much fond of Mozart and the classical music of days gone by, you can definitely see a much more theatrical approach to this album, which definitely increases the band's dynamism. It makes this album a lot more dynamic and a lot more varied than Kill 'Em All. This, of course, results in many classic live staples and personal favorites of mine. Songs like Creeping Death, songs like For Whom the Bell Tolls, Fade to Black, Ride the Lightning, Trapped Under Ice, Call of Cthulhu, Escape, Fight Fire with Fire. I think I've named just about every song there is on the album. Um, yeah, it's just that good. I basically named every song on here. That's how you know an album is really good, when you just list off every single song as an example. Listening to this release again, after some careful consideration, out of all the 80s albums and stuff, and probably out of all of Metallica albums, period, I would have to say this is probably my all time favorite from this band. The songwriting consistency is excellent, the flow is phenomenal. Every song on here has its place. No song on here feels out of place. There's no filler, nothing. This is pretty much flawless as far as I'm concerned, and it's about as good as it gets for Metallica, and that's pretty damn good. So anyway, Ride the Lightning is my favorite Metallica album. There you go, just in case you guys wanted to know. Yeah, not a single bad song on here. Um, I can't really go on without saying the same thing over and over. It's just a perfect, perfect release. Um, yeah, that's really all I have to say. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next time for Master of Puppets.